everyone, thank you for watching, and I would like to welcome myself back to filming YouTube videos. I have been off from filming for 6 days while I've been vacationing in Arizona. I've had pre-filmed videos going up while I was on vacation, but today is the first time that I'm sitting down and filming in almost 1 week, which is pretty crazy. I actually was not planning on filming today. I was going to give myself the day off to unpack and just get the house back in order and, you know, catch up on sleep and all of that fun stuff. But as I was getting ready to unpack my makeup, I thought maybe it would be an interesting video to show you guys what I brought with me on my vacation in terms of like makeup, the brushes that I packed, and also my skincare. So I did a quick poll on my Instagram stories, and it seemed like a lot of people thought that that video would be a good idea. So I thought that I would just quickly sit down and film and show you guys what I brought with me on my Arizona vacation, and maybe talk about my vacation a little bit, share a few photos on here and things like that. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. So if you would like to see what I packed for a 6-day, 5-night vacation to the desert, why don't we go ahead and get started with today's video. So I am going to do my makeup first, and I thought it would be fun to do the makeup look that I basically just repeatedly wore this in Arizona. Super simple, super easy. But the first day, we got there really late Wednesday night. We got to our hotel probably like 11:30 p.m., which would have been 1:30 a.m. our time. So we were super tired. We just went to bed. And then Thursday we were pretty excited to like get out and about and start exploring and seeing things. And it was my best friend Shannon's birthday. That's why we do these trips. Last year it's me, my husband, my best friend Shannon, and her husband Matt. Our birthdays are all within a really close time frame. So last year we did a road trip to Colorado. This year we decided to go to Arizona. So it was Shannon's birthday, so we wanted to get out pretty quickly. So when I was looking at my makeup, this is the look that I did, and I felt like it held up really well. We did a lot of like walking that day. It was super, super warm out, very sunny, and I felt like everything held up really well. And so on Friday, that one was actually my birthday, and we were going to a Cubs spring training game, which is a big reason why we picked going to Arizona. We thought it would be cool to see a spring training game for the Cubs. Myself, Shannon, and Matt are all Cubs fans. My husband is a White Sox fan. Very interesting. So we thought it would be fun to go to a game, and I knew it was going to be extremely warm. The game was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I knew that it was going to be a hot day, and so I thought, well, I really liked my makeup look from yesterday. I thought it held up really well. You know, nothing was like sweating off or anything like that. So I was like, I'll just do it again. And then it just kind of became like my go-to look. It was super easy. Like, you know, we're getting ready in the morning to go, and I didn't even have to think about it. So that's the look that I decided to go with today. This is basically what I looked like in Arizona during our trip. But so this is the makeup bag that I packed with me. It's still all packed full of makeup. So this bag is from Flower Beauty. If I can find it on their website, I'll go ahead and link it down below. But I like it because it's just really large. This is what it looks like on the inside. So it has 3 different compartments. Actually, it has one over here that has a zipper, and then there's a small one right here, and then you also have another one here that has like more of like a mesh bag. So I just think it's really easy to pack everything up in, and it rolls up pretty easily. And yeah, this was perfect for me for all of my makeup for, you know, the 6 days that we were there. So let me show you what I brought with me for makeup. I'll maybe try to go in somewhat of an order here if I can, for the most part. I packed 2 different primers. Both of these are from Flower Beauty. I talk about these quite a bit. I packed the hydrating one since I knew that we were going to the desert. It was going to be super dry. I already deal with dry skin. So I packed my hydrating primer, and then I also packed the pore minimizing primer because sometimes I can deal with larger pores. Sometimes I wear this one on its own, but I also do like to combine them, just kind of depending on what my skin looks like when I wake up that morning. But those are the 2 primers that I brought with me. I brought 2 different foundations with me, and I ended up only using one the whole time, but these are both like the squeeze tubes, because I just thought that that would be easier to pack instead of dealing with a glass bottle or anything where like a cap could come off or anything like that. So these are the 2 that I chose. I packed the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation. I really like this foundation because it leaves such a natural finish. It's super, super lightweight on the skin, but it also gives good coverage at the same time. But I ended up not even using it because the first day I went with the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations, and it's almost empty. That's a big reason too why I decided to use this one the first day, because I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if I could, you know, work on emptying it. and I did not empty it yet. I used it again today, but it's pretty much, it's almost out. I have the shade 207 Sand Beige, but again, just one of my favorite foundations, and I felt like it held up really good throughout the heat and everything. It still looked good at the end of the night. Gives a little bit of glow. I like the coverage to it, so those were my foundation choices. I did pack a face powder with me. This one is the Maybelline Better Skin Transforming Powder. I like this one because it does have a mirror. It's a nice compact, and I do like the little sponge applicator that comes with it, but it's also just a really nice powder. There was a couple days where I just didn't really feel like doing anything in the morning, especially the Saturday night. We actually stayed in Flagstaff. We rented a car on Saturday and we drove up to the Grand Canyon. We drove through Sedona first, which was super beautiful, and then we went to the Grand Canyon, and then we ended up staying in Flagstaff. We stayed at like a casino resort that night, and so we were in the casino for a while, and then we were in the hot tubs until like 3 a.m., which was crazy. So the next morning, as we were getting ready to drive back into town, I was just like, I don't really want to do anything, so I just put some powder on my face and called it a day. But I really do like this powder, so I thought that would be a good one to bring with me. I also packed this from Pure. This is their Contour Diaries. I really do like this palette, but I packed it for a couple different reasons. It does have a mirror, which is nice, and that's basically how I did my makeup the majority of days, was in this mirror. But it does have setting powders too, and I really wanted a setting powder for my under eyes, and I just figured because this one also has contour and bronzer shades, I was getting 3 different uses in one palette, so that's why I decided to go with this one. I typically use this as my setting powder, and I use this as my contour shade each day. I didn't use the bronzer as much because I actually also packed along my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this was mostly the bronzer that I used. This one is in my 2018 Project Pan, which I actually was going to film the update video either today or tomorrow. I was gonna have this one be my next video that I filmed, but then I figured this would be a good one to do as I'm unpacking my makeup and whatnot. So that update video will be coming, but because I know that this one is in the Project Pan, and it's also just a really nice bronzer. I mean, I just enjoy this bronzer anyways. So that is mostly the bronzer that I used for the most part on the trip. I was also gonna show you guys the shirt that I'm wearing, because I know you can't read the whole thing, but my shirt says, "This girl runs on books, ice cream, and gangster rap," which I thought was super funny. My best friend got this for me for my birthday, so I thought I'd wear it today. So I just thought it was super cute. Obviously, I want to show you guys that as well. And let's see, for blush, I ended up grabbing this palette from Lorac. It's their one with Beauty and the Beast, because it comes with 3 different blushes, and I kind of just alternated between all of them. Sometimes I mix them together, but I really like this palette, and I really like the blushes in here. And it also does have a gold highlight, which I was like, maybe if I'm feeling a gold highlight one day, I would also have it in here. But I mostly brought this along for the blushes, and this is what I used for blushes on my trip. For highlight, I actually decided to grab the Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne highlight palette. This one is called the Beauty Beam palette, and this is what I did use for the most part. It does have a mirror as well, and then I typically just combine these 2 shades, and that's what I have as my highlight for today as well. So that was what I mostly used for highlight on the trip, but I really do like that palette as well. And then let's see, oh, I have concealers in here. I packed 2 different concealers, both from Urban Decay. I did the Naked Skin, which is my favorite concealer, and this is what I used the majority of for my under eyes. I used it as an eye primer because I forgot an eye primer. I realized that the first day. I forgot an eye primer. So I was using this one as an eye primer, and this one I was mainly using to like spot conceal because it's so full coverage that it really covers up any imperfections so well. So that's mostly what I was using the all-nighter for, but that is the concealer combination that I grabbed. I have a few different liners in here. For the different liners, the one that I have today is this one from Rimmel. It's in the Nude, one of the Exaggerate liners. It's just a really nice like beige liner, and I thought it complemented kind of like my daytime look. Like this was like my daytime look quite a bit. And then if I was going out, then I was putting on usually the Sigma Longwear pencil. These pencils are so bomb from Sigma. I've been loving on them. And then one night I also did do the Urban Decay. This is the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Deep End, which is a really pretty teal. So it just can kind of liven up the look as we went into like a nighttime look. And then the liquid liner that I chose is also from Sigma. This is the Wicked Liquid Liner. These new pencils from Sigma I just think are amazing. And I almost didn't bring them on the trip because I was so worried that like I would lose them or like leave them behind somewhere or something. And I thought that I did at one point. I think it was our last day there. I thought it had fallen out of my little backpack, and I was devastated. I was so upset with myself, but I ended up finding it. But these liners are just really good. I also brought along 2 different brow pencils. I packed like kind of 2 of everything. I mean, some do have more, but for the most part, it was like 2 foundations and 2 concealers, 2 bronzer options, 2 highlight options, things like that. And it's just mostly just so I can have a choice. I mean, is anybody else like that? Like you want to have a choice. You don't want to be completely stuck in this box, even though I ended up doing mostly the same thing, but I like to have options. But I brought with me the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer, one of my favorite brow pencils. I've been raving about it. I have it in my brows today. And then I also grabbed the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. Again, one of my favorites. I love both of these pencils, and I feel like they're just really easy and quick for me to do. And I'm not, you know, super spectacular at brows or anything, so those just make it easy for me. The 2 mascaras that I chose, this one is from Flower Beauty. It's the Zoom In Ultimate Mascara. Again, one of my favorite mascaras. I've talked about this one quite a bit, so that one came with me. And then also I grabbed out the Lancome Hypnose Drama. I actually tossed a couple of my mascaras, so I opened this one because I've had it for a while. I just haven't opened it yet, and it's actually also in my project pan. And so I opened it a couple days before the trip and used it, and I was like, this is why I already had a backup, because I had a mini of this one, and then I bought the full size. And I was like, I remember this is why I absolutely love this mascara. I have it on today. So this was actually like kind of my go-to mascara down there. I know I did wear Flower Beauty at least one time, but it was mostly the Lancome one that I was wearing. So I just love that mascara, and it held up really well even the day that we saw the Cubs. And it was, I mean, it was scorching hot that day, let me tell you. I mean, it was only like, I think the high got to be like 82, but just sitting with the sun beaming down on you and like no relief, we kept having to take breaks just to go stand in the shade because it was so warm. I mean, not that I'm complaining, because when we came back, it was 36 degrees with the cold rain here in Iowa, but we were having to take breaks. But my makeup, again, held up so well. I had nothing running on my face. I had no mascara transfer or anything like that. So Lancome did pretty good. So in here, let me show you the eye palettes that I brought with me. I didn't feel like I went super crazy with my eyeshadow palettes, which I was pretty proud of myself, but the one that I ended up wearing the most and what I have on today is Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves. This is probably the palette that I travel with the most. It's small, it's compact, it has a mirror. I love the shades inside. It's easy for me to use. They're pigmented, they're blendable. I mean, it's just like a no-brainer for me. Typically what I do is I put these first, the second and third shades into my crease, and I put the lightest shade on my lid, on the inner corner, my brow bone, and then I put the third and fourth shades on my lower lash line. And then if we were going out for the night look, I was basically just taking, again, this fourth shade and buffing that into the crease a little bit heavier and putting on a black eyeliner, and that was it. So this was like the palette that I used almost every single day. I also did grab out the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions. I did wear this one day as well. I just took I took this brown shade right here, took the top middle brown shade, and boom. That was all that I did for my eye look as well. But I grabbed out this one and also the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions. They're just, you know, small. I like the shades in there. Again, pigmented, blendable, all of that good stuff. But they're also really good. I mean, I felt like all of these were really good travel sizes and whatnot. And I wasn't really worried about, you know, like some palettes you're just worried about breaking and shattering and all of that. So I felt confident with all of these palettes in here. But yeah, these were the only palettes that I packed. I ended up mostly using Dose of Colors, but a little bit of the Huda Beauty as well. And that was it for palettes. I did bring along lashes, but shockingly enough, I did not wear lashes one time. I brought the Pure Diva lashes with me. Duh. And then I also brought the Morphe Chummy lashes. These lashes are super, super pretty, and they remind me of the Pure Diva lashes as well. But those are 2 lashes that I love. And then I brought along my Duo Dark Tone Adhesive, and then also my Tarte Little Lash Helper to put lashes on. But again, I did not wear lashes once. It was just mostly because I was busy and I didn't want to take the time to do it. I liked the way my eye looks were looking. And again, a lot of times when I was thinking about getting ready during the day, I was thinking about the heat and being outside and doing a lot of walking and things like that, and I just didn't want to deal with sweating and all of that. And then by the time we got to night, like when I was like switching over to the night look or switching clothes or things like that, I was just like, you know what, I'm having fun. I don't want to be just like so concerned about my makeup. I just want to have a good time and, you know, be with my friends and enjoying our trip. So I actually did not use lashes at all. I also brought a glitter with me. This is one of the Stila glitters, and this is in Bronzed Belle. I ended up not using this. I was going to the night of my birthday. After we got back from the Cubs game, we went in the pool for a while, and then we were getting ready to go out to dinner, and I was like, oh, I should put glitter on tonight. You know, it's my birthday, like have a little bit of fun. And again, it was just like, No, I don't want to. I don't want to be like super concerned with my makeup. I don't want to take a lot of time doing anything. Like, I just want to have fun, enjoy my vacation. I really did a good job unplugging from social media, I felt like. You know, like I said, I had pre-filmed videos going up, but it was super easy in the morning just from my phone. Boom, publish the video, you know, said a couple things on, you know, Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter, like, oh, hey, my video's up, and then I unplugged for the majority, and I was pretty proud of myself for doing that. So I really felt like I just was able to enjoy it, and I wasn't so stressed, and I don't know, I had a really good time. The setting spray that I brought with me is from Flower Beauty. It's the Seal the Deal Long Lasting Setting Spray. This is in the matte finish, and I thought about bringing the dewy one because of being in the dry desert and all of that, but this one's just really my favorite, and I feel like it really does lock makeup into place. So that's why I wanted to bring it, and I just carried this with me in my little mini backpack, and like especially during the Cubs game, I was just like spraying it on my face to get like some sort of like relief and hydration back. So I really do like this guy. And then also in the last thing that's in my makeup bag, this is from Color Science. I did a video recently where I was talking about this one. It's the Total Eye 3-in-1 Renewal Therapy. It's a color corrector for the eyes, but this thing, I mean, I talked about it in the video, but this helps me out so much, especially in the mornings. If we were just gonna run out quick somewhere, if we were just like going to the pool or something like that. Again, the morning of Flagstaff where I didn't want to get ready, and we had to get up at 4:30 to catch our like 6:30 flight or whatever leaving Arizona. And again, this is what I use. It just corrects dark circles. It makes your under eyes look brighter. It just helps me so much. It's got like a peachy tone to it. It's not like a concealer where you need to like set it or you need to worry about creasing or anything like that. I literally just put it on and go. The applicator is cooling, which helps a lot, but this thing was like a lifesaver for me. I only had to bring that. But that is everything in my makeup bag, and now I'll show you the brushes that I packed too. As I went to pull my brushes out, I was like, oh yes, I also do pack my lipsticks in here. It's what I did this time, so in case you were like, wait, where did your lipsticks go? I packed them in with my brushes, so that's why. But when I pack my brushes, I have this case here from Bdellium Tools. I really like it. I think it looks really cool. It has a nice zipper. It also has a ton of room, so I can pack all my brushes in there. I have a makeup sponge in there, and then in this little compartment here is where I packed all of my different lipsticks. Don't ask me why I did that, but I did. But I'm just gonna pull the brushes out and run through them quickly and show you guys what I decided to pack. This one here is the Sigma E62 Cut Crease. This is what I use to apply an eyelid primer, or you know, my concealer, since I forgot an eyelid primer. That's what I use to apply it on my eyelid. I also packed the Sigma E25, which is a blending brush, the Morphe E36. This is what I use for my inner corner and brow bone. I also packed the Sigma Shader Inner Corner E46. This is just a really small flat shader brush. I like to use it for things like glitter, so that's what I brought it for in case I want to be spreading glitter or doing anything really detailed. I have that one. The Sigma E40 is just a fabulous blending brush. Used it almost every single day. And then also the Sigma Cream Color E58. Again, this is really good for packing shadows onto the lid. I also packed here, this is a Moda Metallic Super Crease. A lot of times I come in and use this for my first shade color, like a white or bone color, to kind of set the eyelid primer. I also have from Moda Metallics, this is the shader brush. Again, just another flat shader brush. I didn't bring with me like my Cinema Secrets or anything like that to be cleaning my brushes in between, so just in case I was doing a lot of like different colorful looks or things like that, I wanted to be able to have different brushes and not have to worry about like transferring colors and, you know, all that fun stuff. I also packed the Bdellium Tools Tapered Blending Brush. I love this blending brush. I think it's fabulous. The Sigma Short Shader E20. Just a small brush. This is actually what I mostly used to pack that really light purple shade from Dose of Colors onto the lid, since I didn't need a lot of like lid space with it, and that's a pretty small brush. Also the Morphe M507, this is what I use to put on lower lash eyelid color. The Morphe E27, again, just another blending brush. I just wanted to make sure I had plenty just in case I was switching around different shades and all of that. Moving over, I think I have mostly face brushes here. These are two of my favorite contour and bronzer brushes, again from Moda Metallics. This is the contour brush that I use for contour, and this is the buff brush, it just says buff, brush that I use for my bronzer. I have the Morphe E3. This is just what I like to use either for powder or just to kind of like make sure everything is blended together onto my skin. That's one of my favorite brushes. I have the Sigma Tapered Highlight F35, my highlight brush. I have the Morphe E49. This is what I use to apply powder to my under eyes. Love it. the Sephora 57 brush, my favorite concealer brush ever. I have the Sigma F40. This is what I use as my blush brush. And then also the Sigma F80, what I use for a foundation brush. I also brought with me the Sigma sponge. This is their sponge that is now back in stock, so that's a good thing. That is the sponge that I brought with me. And then moving on to the lip products, I wanted to show you these in here. I did bring with me from the balm. This is the coconutbalm.com. So this is just like a really like nourishing lip balm and one of my favorites, so I brought that one with me. I also brought Dose of Colors Stone. You knew you were gonna see Dose of Colors in here. I brought with me Maybelline Truffle Tease. I love Truffle Tease, just a really easy nude to wear. This Kat Von D Ludwig is what I'm wearing today. This is what I wore most nights out. I feel like the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks, they just last a really long time on me, and I really like this shade. So that is that one. I also brought Huda Beauty with me in Wifey. Probably not surprised to see this either. Marc Jacobs, this is the Sugar Sugar Lip Gloss. And then I also brought with me Urban Decay Back Talk. I've been really obsessed with this one also. And to finish it off, I thought I would show you my skincare. So this is what I packed my skincare in. I do not remember where I got this bag. I've had it for a really long time, but I really like it and I feel like it fits my skincare items in there really well. So I did bring with me, these are the Olay Daily Facials. They're a 5-in-1 water activated dry cloth, so they can remove makeup, cleanse, tone, exfoliate, and hydrate. So they are actually just a dry cloth and you just get them wet with water and then you just rub them all over your face. So these are what they look like. So I love traveling with these because all I did, I knew we were gonna be there for 5 nights. I grabbed out 5 and just put them in my bag. It's super easy. You don't have to worry about like bulk or anything like that. I just grabbed the 5 out and slipped them into my makeup bag, and every night that I took my makeup off, because I did, you gotta take your makeup off every night, even when you're on vacation. You don't get a vacation from taking your makeup off, but that's what I use to take my makeup off. I feel like they're just super easy to travel with. The Fresh Soy Face Cleanser. This is mostly what I use for my cleanser in the morning. One of my favorite cleansers, and almost everything, I just have one product, but almost everything was like a mini or travel sized version or travel friendly version, which is super nice. I love collecting minis and travel sizes, especially for something like this, where we were gonna be gone for 5 nights. Like, I knew I wanted to bring good skincare with me, but I didn't want to take up a ton of room. So I love this guy. I brought these 2 from Milk Makeup. These are, I feel like they're pretty travel friendly. This is the Matcha Cleanser, which I'm getting pretty down there on that one. And then also the Matcha Toner. Again, I just really like traveling with these. I feel like they're really easy to travel with. I also brought with me the Kate Somerville Exfoliate. I did want to bring an exfoliator with me as well. I only used this one time on the trip, but it was when like my skin started to get really dry and I felt like I just wanted to just really get everything buffed off my skin. That's when I went with this guy, and it works really well. Let's see, I also brought with me, this is from Dermalogica, it's the Calm Water Gel. It says it's a weightless water gel moisturizer to hydrate dry, sensitive skin. This is super hydrating. You need like the tiniest drop of this, and it's so intensely hydrating. So again, knowing I was going to the desert, I already deal with dry skin. I really wanted to bring this, and it really did help me out. The night cream that I brought with me, this was the only thing that wasn't necessarily like travel friendly, but I'm almost out of it and I was gonna try to help, finish it up on the trip. This is from Garnier Skin Active. It's the Ultra Lift Miracle Sleeping Cream. So this is what I used as my night cream. I also brought with me the Olehenriksen Truth Serum. This is mostly what I used in the morning, and I love this stuff. I think it's fantastic, and I got a little travel size guy of it, so I thought that worked out well. I do have the Sunday Riley CEO, the Repair Moisturizer. Again, I mostly just brought this because it's a little guy. It's not my favorite moisturizer at all, but I thought I could like put somewhat of a dent into it on my trip. I don't really feel like I did a great job, mostly because I was mostly using the Dermalogica one, but it's just okay, but thought I could use it up on the trip. I of course brought eye creams with me because I need that. This is the Olay Eyes Deep Hydrating Eye Gel. I'm almost out of this as well, but it's just one of my favorite eye gels. It's really cooling for the morning, which I think is great. And at night, I mostly use the Shiseido Benefiance Wrinkle Resist 24 Intensive Eye Contour Cream. I actually really like this. Obviously, this is like a little tiny sample guy of it, but it's really good. I'm scared to see what the full-size price of this is because it's Shiseido, but those are the 2 eye creams that I brought with me as well. And lastly, for skincare, I did bring 2 sheet masks with me. I brought from Patchology, this is the Flash Mask, the Hydrate one. Again, I wanted something very hydrating. I put this on Thursday, so again, we got in super late Wednesday, and Thursday before we did anything, I just figured, you know, I already have dry skin. I've just been on a plane. I know I see people use sheet masks on a plane, which I think is pretty funny. So right when I woke up in the morning, this is what I put on, and I feel like it really did help my skin. And then the other one that I used was from Biobelle. I don't have an extra one of that, but it is the Happy Hour sheet mask. I'll have everything linked down below, of course. I used that one on Sunday, and again, I really needed it for hydration and just to help my skin. Saturday night was definitely our latest night there. Like I said, we were up till like 3 a.m. in the resort hot tub. Most hot tubs close at like, our first hotel that we stayed at for the first 3 nights, it closed at like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or something. But since, I don't know, it must have been different because it was a casino resort, they let us stay in there till 3 o'clock. No one even kicked us out. We left on our own accord. You know, I was super tired. My skin was feeling the effects of staying up that late and just doing all of the different traveling we were doing. And it was just super dry. So I actually went to put like concealer on Sunday morning while we were at the resort. And my skin basically was like, no, do not put anything on me right now. And I was like, I'm sorry, skin, I'm trying to treat you so nice. So we actually started driving and we stopped for lunch and stuff, but when we got to our next hotel, which was in Gilbert, Arizona, the first thing that I did was put that sheet mask on, and then I put makeup on, and my skin was so much happier. Like, I'm so glad I brought 2 sheet masks with me and I was able to use that one, because otherwise I have no idea how I was gonna put makeup on my skin. It was just dry and irritated and mad at me, so that was my saving grace. But other than that, after those 2 sheet masks, that is everything that I brought with me on my Arizona trip. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. I know I was getting asked so many questions. My friend Liv from Liv Loves Her Makeup does live in Arizona as well. I was getting asked a lot if we were going to meet up at all, and our schedules just could not work out. She has been super busy with her work, and she texted me a few days prior and said she had to work 15-hour days the days that we were going to be there. We were only in her area of town for 2 days, and it was a Thursday, Friday, which, you know, obviously are work days, and then we traveled, you know, the 4 hours to the Grand Canyon and such. So we were not able to meet up. I know I just figured I was gonna get asked some questions about that, but she's actually moving closer to me in a couple months here. I know she's said that on her social media accounts as well, and we will definitely do a meetup. We even said it when she is closer up to me and I can go visit her, or she can come visit me or something. But unfortunately we weren't able to make that work, but we still had such a good time in Arizona. We crammed so many things into that trip. Like, when we go places, because we travel with this couple quite a bit, when we go, I mean, we very rarely have any downtime. Like I said, we rented a car, we drove the 4 hours, and even took a little bit more time because we wanted to drive to Sedona. We wanted to see the Grand Canyon. We were boom, boom, boom all over the Grand Canyon. We were seeing different spots of it. Like, it was a wild trip. Like I said, I wasn't planning on filming today, so if you notice that I'm a little bit tired, it's because I'm a little bit tired, but it actually kind of helped me out because I had to unpack this stuff anyways, and I figured I could probably just show you. But thank you guys so much for all of the birthday wishes. Like I said, my birthday was on Friday when we were gone. I was doing a really good job, like I said, staying off social media and being unplugged, but I still saw all the messages coming in, and I thank you guys so much. It was a great birthday. I'm so excited to see what 31 gets me. I'm very confused as to why I didn't meet any Cubs players on Friday. I can't quite figure, I'm not really, don't know why that didn't happen. But I still had a really great birthday. It was awesome spending it in great weather and sunshine, and just being able to be outdoors and seeing a new spot. It was a great birthday vacation. I couldn't have asked for anything better for my birthday. I hope my husband had fun. I hope my friends had fun. It was a great trip and a lot of memories. So thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. But other than that, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing what I brought with me on my Arizona vacation. If you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.